Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Aha! Okay, everyone, this is my very first time ever doing one of these, so please, 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 please be kind. I am an amateur, baby. As the title implies, we will be discussing Jordan Peele's latest science fiction thriller film, Nope. I have wanted to do a film review YouTube video on my channel for a very, and I mean a very long time, so now I'm finally presenting it to you all, and it's from one of my most favorite directors, Jordan Peele. I freaking love this man. His writing, his directing, obviously. I mean, the guy's mind is like, I don't know, it's like this ultimate enigma, but it's like a genius enigma. I can't even make sense of all this right now as we speak. Be forewarned, this will be a slightly deep dive into the film. I want to try and keep it as much spoiler free as I possibly can, but I'm gonna definitely throw in some spoilers because it's kind of difficult to talk about this film without throwing in some spoilers. If you guys do not want any spoilers, I would recommend clicking off this video right now, because from this point forward I could very well accidentally drop some major plot points, and I would hate to ruin your Jordan Peele Nope experience, because nope. So right off the bat, let's go ahead and jump into our cast. So we have Daniel Kaluuya reprising his role as the main character in this film. His character in this movie is named OJ, whereas in Get Out he was named Chris. So we got Daniel Kaluuya. Keke Palmer does an amazing job as her role in this movie. She literally just has like such superb acting. Her jokes are like spot on. It's crazy. We have the father in the beginning of the movie who, you know, doesn't really make it to the end of the movie. Spoiler. Right, so the three of them come together to make up the Haywood family. Now, we don't really see the mother in this movie. I don't even know if she was really hinted at. Now, I have only seen the movie once, so could have been a detail that went over my head. Anyway, the Haywood family is pretty highly renowned in not only the California area, but kind of worldwide. Their family traces back to, I believe it was like super early 90s, maybe even the 1800s, where there was if you guys have ever seen that motion reel of a guy riding a horse, it was actually the Haywood family great, I believe I got that right, great grandfather riding that horse. So the Haywood family, they're kind of seen as royalty at this point, you know. They got some pretty high up people in their family, and they're keeping the family name strong. So even though we lose Papa Haywood relatively early in the movie, it didn't hurt as much because we didn't get a chance to really build up a solid connection with him like we do with OJ and Emerald. Instead, you know, we see OJ and Emerald try to take on the family business and keep the ranch thriving and growing beyond what it already is. So they're taking on this business, they're trying to find their own means to do it, to carry on their late father's legacy, and they kind of both have their own ways of going about it. You can definitely see in OJ, he's a lot more prompt and upfront. He's not the most easygoing, I suppose. He's rather punctual, pretty stoic, and his sister Emerald is the complete total opposite. So in a lot of ways, I mean, it just is such a nice contrast. It balances everything out so nicely, you know. Seeing those two characters interact like that, it's like you're really watching a brother and sister, like in real time, because, you know, two siblings, it's kind of like water and oil. They don't always mix like that, you know. So that's a little bit of background for the Haywood family there. Again, the symbolism in the beginning of the movie, if you all remember, if you have seen it. Spoiler alert! When the father does die on the horse is known as Ghost. When he dies on Ghost, the white horse, there is a key that is still stuck inside of Ghost's body. What did that mean to me? That to me meant that if it's a key, it's a marker, it's a destination, it's a home base. It's definitely a I'm going to return to claim what this is. Yes, it was inorganic matter. This inorganic regurgitation ends up piercing through Papa Haywood's skull through his eye. He bleeds out. It was actually really sad, I'm not gonna lie. And that kind of kicks into motion OJ speculation. Then we eventually bring in Emerald. This was originally Emerald's idea, but she was like, yeah, you know, if we can get this out and get the right people to see this, this could be an even bigger step up for the Haywood family. So she was thinking in that regard, but though they try to keep it small, it still turns into kind of a big thing anyway. They involve more people than just a brother and sister. They bring in a character named Angel. Angel's actually really, he's pretty funny. There was this other guy, a film guy. He was unique. He was interesting. I wish we got a chance to see more from him. Honestly, I forgot what his name was. I'm not even sure if they specified his name. Spoiler alert, he ends up dying as well. Or at least he's sucked up into the alien spaceship, so we don't really know what happens to him. Then we're introduced to this character. He's an Asian guy. I forgot what his name was in the movie. He actually had a really traumatic past too, which brings me to another really interesting yet strange part in this film. There was a really primal chimp in the movie named Grody. The chimp Grody, in my opinion, is symbolic and a epic foreshadowing of what we get to in the grand scheme of the movie when it comes to the UFO spaceship, because we're constantly seeing and hearing don't try to tame the beast, as opposed to trying to tame the beast, try to come to an agreement with the beast. You try to tame the beast, it will get angry, it will become provoked, and it will bite when it is provoked. So what does Grody do on the child show? Grody, the chimp, he actually went mad. He went ape. Pun intended, low-key. He went ape, though, and he ends up killing pretty much the entire cast on this sitcom show that our Asian actor was on. So Danny Young, as a kid, has traumatic experience with this primate. He has had experience with a beast that should not have been provoked. He was a child actor. He grew up to be a still actor and kind of an entertainer, host. The girl that was acting on the show with Danny Young survived, though she was thought to be dead at one point in the movie. And we see at some point Grody the chimp is actually sort of being remorseful for what he's done. After he's slaughtered almost half the cast, he's kind of remorseful, and he walks up to Danny Young and he tries to fist bump him while Danny Young is still a kid, mind you. And at this point, Grody the chimp is covered in blood because he just smashed out on like the rest of the cast, so he's bloody. And right as Danny Young and the chimp are about to butt fists, the chimp Grody is shot on the spot. He's shot dead because authorities had been alerted to come and stop him. There was a wild primate. He was going to kill everyone and everything probably in that radius. But we saw him being remorseful. So I kind of like how Danny Young didn't necessarily ever get the closure from bumping fists with the chimp. We don't even know what would have happened if he bumped fists. Grody the chimp might have actually attacked him once they did connect their fists, but we won't ever actually know, because the movie then jump cuts back to the present. So we now see an older Danny Young. He's maybe like in his 30s or maybe 40s, and you know, he was getting ready to go out to do a show, and he was kind of shaken up by it because he had thought back to his past. And since he was going to be working with trying to tame another beast, which this beast was going to be the UFO, it was kind of like, ooh, you know, I don't know, like, you know, last time it didn't go too well trying to tame a beast. You know, I was trying to come to an agreement with the beast. We dropped that in earlier in the video. He was trying to come to an agreement with the beast, or he was about to. Right before he came to an agreement with the beast was killed. So we see that foreshadowing, and Danny Young, like I said, now in the present, he's trying to use this horse Lucky as bait to draw out the beast being the UFO. He's drawing the beast out for this entire crowd to see. They're about to be amazed and marveled by what's about to happen before their eyes. They're about to witness a spectacle they've never seen before. And the entire time, I mean, Danny Young, he's just replaying this memory in his head over and over and over again. Once the spaceship actually arrives, he realizes that this matter is way, way, way too big and way too far at his reach for him to handle. And in that moment, he knew that he not only jeopardized his own life, but everyone else that was gathered around in the audience to watch. The interesting part, though, is this was kind of like a cameo, but on the back of Danny Young's little get-up, his little entertainer, show host get-up, during this Jupiter's Claim event, there is actually a UFO sucking up like whatever's on the ground. So there's suction coming from it on his shirt, which was another foreshadowing to what was about to happen. He ultimately ends up getting all of them killed. So that was about 40 people that actually died right then and there. So that was nice foreshadowing and nice symbolism again by Jordan Peele that I really thought was cool, and the way he just plays it out and just puts them at different parts in the movie, it's just really nice. I love the way he delivers those things. So our big bad enemy in this movie are aliens. Yes, that is correct, aliens. Though we don't actually physically see the aliens leave their UFO ship, we do get a bit of a nod to them, if you will. Yeah, so the aliens are hinted at in this really cool set piece that was also really scary. Probably one of the scarier moments in the movie, in my humble, honest opinion. There were these kids from Jupiter's Claim. There were the kids from Jupiter's Claim, and they were portraying themselves as aliens. And they came and they kind of were on the Haywood property, and they kind of gave our actor OJ, they gave the main character OJ a spook, because there's already paranormal activity going on around the farm. So to add insult to injury, there are like 3 little kids that decide to come dressed as aliens and scare the hell out of everybody in the theater. Like, dude, that moment was crazy. It really was. So continuing on with the aliens, no one really knows what their true or ultimate motive was in this movie, other than the fact that they like to eat livestock. They were definitely claiming livestock, and it does not like inorganic matter. I noticed that too. That may go over some people's heads, but I thought it was pretty obvious for the most part. It's consuming organic matter. The UFO consumes a lot of organic matter, but it spits out inorganic matter, and the inorganic matter is capable of disrupting the UFO and making it rather angry. It provokes it in some kind of a way. So this UFO is truly a living entity, and it's so creepy. Like, some of the shots that they show of it, when the people actually get sucked up into the circle underneath the UFO, it's a really creepy scene because you don't know what happened to them. We can only assume that they just maybe got crushed to death, or maybe they got probed. I don't even want to think about it. It was pretty bizarre seeing it in theaters. So what do our cast members do? They utilize their intelligence, and they try to fool the UFO spaceship with inorganic matter. To their advantage, it actually works to an extent, but can't win them all, right? So this is a force that has not been seen and cannot possibly really be comprehended by humans, unless the ongoing theory that said UFO or pilots boarding said UFO are actually humans coming back from the future to potentially warn us of what could happen in the present for the future. I know there was a lot of mumbo jumbo, but trust me, it all coincides together. So we don't really ever get an understanding of what their true motive is, other than the fact that they will kill you if they feel like you are intruding, because they are rather territorial. I say they, even though it's like a thing, just a flying vehicle, but I'm treating it as though it's a living organism, because it seems like it is. At some point, the UFO actually shapeshifts into this like weird jellyfish looking alien, and I couldn't help but wonder where Jordan Peele got this idea from. I kept pondering on it, and I remember seeing something similar to that, like a video game I used to play. The alien was shaped kind of similar to that. I don't know if any of you guys may remember Star Fox Adventures. Star Fox Adventures was a rather nice game. I was like, maybe did he draw inspiration from Star Fox Adventure? Or perhaps, just maybe there is evidence out there somewhere we won't ever know, but maybe there's evidence out there supporting the fact that these UFO spaceships can actually shapeshift. They can change the form of their matter and move it to whatever they like it to be. That would make it a lot more creepy. The whole idea that OJ and Emerald were going for was they were trying to make this really big story. They were trying to land solid, foolproof evidence that aliens do indeed exist, because everything else that's just been out there, that's been put forth to the media, it's been all simply speculation and fake footage from what they stated in the movie. There is another thing I want to talk about too. If you have seen the movie, there are times where we'll see a black screen abruptly appear with text on it interrupting a previous scene, and I like to think that this is usually a big plot point or something that's meant to contribute to the puzzle or just contribute to the symbolism, because though I don't remember what all the black screens said, like with the text, I do remember a couple of them. One of them for the decoy horse was Clover. So when we think Clover, we think four-leaf clovers. And then there was one for our primary horse in the movie, our key focal factor, Lucky. Lucky is a black horse. She's been in the movie since the very beginning. We also see the white horse, who was in the beginning with Papa Haywood Ghost. So that was another screen. We also have a 4th screen for Grody. I do not know if there was another one, but oh my god, if there wasn't another one, do you guys see what's going on here? Clover, Lucky, Lucky Clover, interesting, Grody, and Ghost. Insane. I feel like there's a 5th one, but I can't think of what it is right now. I really can't. But that's another genius element that I kind of just picked up on right there. Assuming it is 4 of them. Like I said, it could be 5. But I don't think there is more than 5 if there is another one. But that's another element. I'm not sure if Jordan Peele was going for that, but knowing him, he probably was, because like I said, this guy he simply does not do these things by accident. They're all pre-planned. I'm telling you this. We also have the 4-letter title of the movie, Nope. I actually saw online, people are saying the acronym for Nope really translates to or stands for Not of Planet Earth. I was like, ooh, that's got a nice ring to it. I kind of like that. This is something that I personally noticed in all 3 of Jordan Peele's films. He has explored things that a lot of people are afraid to talk about and go into detail about. Things that are in the dark that probably won't ever really come to the light from a reality standpoint. So he's not afraid to take the big step. He's not afraid to take the big leap and put this on the big screen, which is another thing that I like so much about him, because these are real life phenomena that take place in our world. And this one, you know, could be probably his deepest one yet, because you know, aliens is it's a pretty touchy topic, I feel. For a lot of people, it's superstition, it's otherworldly, it's on a different plane of existence, it's something that's not human. And so we don't like what we cannot understand or comprehend. We fear what we don't understand. Simply put, we fear what we don't understand. So I love the fact that he's showing this, and it's still very unknown. I mean, maybe some big government faction has information about UFOs and aliens. I honestly have no doubt that they do, but that's not my story to tell. I don't actually know this stuff. I am only a skeptic, and I will always be a skeptic. Because I do believe that aliens are among us. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I feel like aliens are really among us. And they are definitely surveilling us at any given time. And I always find myself asking, if they really were us from the future, and they were trying to prevent us from doing something that could otherwise compromise our future, why not come down and just convey that? Because if they were us, they already know how to communicate. They could be on a completely different intellectual plane, which is what I would believe. But I mean, I do think contact has been made. I've seen a lot of alien movies. I do like to watch Ancient Aliens. So I'm really into this stuff, you know? There's so much stuff in history that just talks about, I mean, the whole implants and things like that. You know, I'm getting too deep. I'm deviating from the movie. Anyway, this movie will definitely leave you with more questions than answers. And if you've seen the movie already, I'm pretty sure you can probably attest to this. Because I feel like at the end there was a lot that could have been further explored or expanded on, so to speak. So yes, at the end of the movie, they think that they've actually stopped the UFO. I don't really think that they stopped or defeated it. I feel like maybe they just really managed to upset it, and maybe it doesn't want to travel with them again, because how do you actually beat a goddamn UFO ship? How? You know, it's mind-boggling to think about. Guys, there is so much that I could continue to go on about regarding this movie, but words simply will not do it justice. You simply must go out and see this spectacle for yourself. Jordan Peele, like I said, has indeed done it again, and I'm super excited to see what he produces next. I cannot wait. He seems to get better and more innovative with each and every last one of his films, and his direction, it never ceases to amaze me. It never ceases to amaze me. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment, and maybe even subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Let me know. The feedback definitely does go a long way. I'm kind of just testing the waters right now with the YouTube channel anyway, to see kind of what works, what new I could try, and what direction I may want to go with this. So any feedback is really appreciated. And yeah, I'm gonna go and get out of here. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Also, I want to apologize for the duration of this video. I've been saying Danny Yun. I don't know why I thought his name was Danny Yun. It's Steven Yun. I just looked up the cast, and oh my god, I don't know where I got Danny from. So If for some reason you see this video, Steven Yun, I apologize. I really thought it was Danny the entire time. Alright, anyway, so anytime you hear Danny, just know that I mean Steven. Steven!